Brett, share with us this exciting news of another new OSU variety.
Yes, this is not just any other new wheat variety. It's very different. And we normally talk about hard red winter wheat. That's the common class of wheat that we deal with in Oklahoma. Sometimes hard white, but this is not either one of those. This is a class we don't even have. But I just call it, and a lot of other scientists just call it purple wheat. And this is our first shot at a purple wheat that acts like a hard red winter. It looks like a hard red winter wheat in the field. It looks like a hard red winter wheat in the bakery.
So explain to me what a purple wheat is. It actually has a different color than what we're all used to.
Yeah, it is definitely purple on the outside. Only on the outside. So the bran layer has this, what we call a purple pericarp. That's the outer layer of the bran. Is a beautiful purple color. And some strains of wheat have a better purple than others.
So this nutritional piece of that has been really important in your research and what you've been striving for. Talk about that piece of it. That's what the purple is.
That's
is
right.
This nutritional benefit for the person eating it.
Yeah, and so that nutritional benefit comes through a group of compounds called phenolics. You may not know it, but if you're consuming phenolics, you're doing your body some good. And one class of phenolics that give color to fruits and vegetables like peppers, and on the fruits, blueberries and blackberries, and for black beans. Those colors come from a compound called anthocyanins. And so this purple wheat has those anthocyanins that would be present in common fruits and vegetables that also come to us colored. So that benefit we get from eating the fruits and vegetables also come now through the wheat.
People are going to be interested in this, I'm sure. That was some of the uniqueness of the variety, but talk about the next layer, the research to get here, and some of the collaboration that took place.
Yeah, so we had to really think about the normal things, breeding a wheat variety that works in Oklahoma. Okay, we took care of that, disease resistance and maturity and yield, things like that. So yeah, but doing all these extra things meant we had to branch out a little bit because we just don't have the expertise to measure phytochemicals, the phenolics, anthocyanins. I just can't do that. But we had the talent on campus. And I have to give credit to Dr. Edwin Lucas in the Department of Nutritional Sciences, who not just did some of the work, she trained the students who came in to do this work as part of an undergraduate scholar. And these undergraduate scholarship programs at OSU are just fantastic. Super opportunities that these students have that they otherwise wouldn't have. And so this purple wheat breeding project was the focus of 2 of those undergraduate projects by one person.
Love to hear that. I know their parents must be tremendously proud, but it's neat, I'm sure, as a student to be connected with faculty doing this type of research, and then as a land grant, it's getting out there right away.
Oh yeah. And this student wasn't just connected. She was driving it. What she was finding really influenced my decision on how to move forward. I mean, she really did help identify this line.
That's really great.
Oh, yes. Yeah, so we had to really think about, the normal things, breeding a wheat variety that works in Oklahoma. Okay, we took care of that, disease resistance and maturity and yield, things like that. But now we have to think about the color and what that may do. So to maximize the color at harvest, we want to make sure we have that deep color that persists. So, and with these compounds, anthocyanins, they aren't the most stable. But with this one, it's one of our more stable colors, stable anthocyanin wheats. And so that was a big decision. So yes.
It's really, really exciting news. Last but not least, this is a little bit burying the lead and using a journalism term, but what is the name of your new variety?
It's a very bland name. We want the pizzazz of this variety to be in what you see and not necessarily what you hear. And we also want to give those who will use this variety to make the bread products or in tortillas, let's not forget that, to have the center stage. So we're just calling it OSU P92. P for purple, 92 was in the selection number, the experimental number. And so you will see, you know, a baker put their stamp, their branding on it, and call it whatever they want. I mean, there will be, you know, we'll work with them on that.
OSU P92.
That's the variety name, but it won't be on the packaging of the bread. I can tell you that.
Okay, but we will remember it here at OSU. Well,
That's right.
Exciting time, Dr. Carver. Congratulations to you and the team of researchers who work on these projects with you, and the folks who run the greenhouses, especially in the middle of winter.
Yes.
It really does take a lot of effort, but
Sure does.
we can't wait to hear more about this and to see where it all goes. It's definitely an exciting time for OSU agriculture.
Well, thanks for wanting to learn about it.
All right,
Okay.
see you again soon.
Sounds good.